Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. So hope you guys are doing well, and let's get it started with our usual program. So for today, I think the main news is, of course, that the Bitcoin is just pushing up relentlessly. So it is looking very, very interesting. We're gonna start with the daily chart. I'm going to do Bitcoin first, and then I'm going to go over my 6 main Forex pairs. And if you guys have any questions or any chart requests, make sure to put them in the chat, of course. I'm going to open my chat right now. So Bitcoin, the daily chart looks very, very strong. It looks very bullish. We have broken out of this level, broken the major high. So 73,000 was broken. And then we just continued pushing up with a lot of force. So currently we are approaching. Hey, what's up, Shreyas? Is that correct? How are you doing? So we are approaching 100K. Do I think we're gonna hit it? I do think we're gonna hit 100K. That is my prediction. Of course, it is not guaranteed, but we are so close. We're just a couple of hundreds of dollars away from the 100K mark. So looks like we're gonna hit it, and it's gonna be pretty interesting what will happen when we break this level. So it's gonna be very interesting. I think most people actually think that we're gonna push into it and then retrace heavily, possibly get a big correction from here like this. What I can tell you is usually when a lot of people expect something to happen, when a lot of people expect a big level to hold, either support or resistance, most of the time it doesn't hold because when most people think something will happen, usually the opposite thing happens in the markets. That is why when most people are saying to buy Bitcoin, you should actually sell. And when most people are saying to sell Bitcoin, you should actually buy. So the herd is always incorrect. The herd is always wrong. The 1 hour chart doesn't look as bullish. We have had some nice movement to the upside, but it's not looking as bullish as the daily chart. We are kind of starting to maybe struggle a little bit right here. Okay, possibly struggling a little bit. It's not looking as impulsive as it was just a couple of weeks ago, right here at the beginning of November when we had the US elections and when the price just kept exploding to the upside. So possibly a little bit of a slowdown. But my main focus is, of course, the daily chart on these types of instruments, and the daily chart is looking very healthy. So, okay, so basically now we're moving on to the euro and US dollar, as always, doing the Forex pairs. And let me switch it up a little bit. So let's actually start with the daily chart. So let's actually do the daily chart and the 1 hour chart for all of the instruments, just to get a clear picture. Again, if you guys are wondering, I make all of my trading decisions based on the 1 hour chart, the last 3 to 5 days of price action, and I'm looking at purely the technicals. Okay, that is my trading style. So for EU, the daily chart looks very bearish. Just by gauging the momentum, we're just pushing down with a lot of force, now pulling back, but then the bearish momentum has started to kick back in. So the daily chart is very bearish. It is also trending, which is great for me because after all, I am a trend trader, so I don't want to see the markets being flat. I want to see the markets, I don't want to see this on the 1 hour chart. I want to see this. I want to see trending markets. So let's now zoom in on the 1 hour. Did I take any trades on the euro and the US dollar? No, I did not. So I did not take any trades on EU. To be honest with you, it has been mostly flat and range bound. We have had this sort of a, hey Ahmed, what's up? How are you doing? We have had this sort of an ascending channel. Okay, so breaking the highs and retracing. Leaving wicks as well. So not the cleanest ascending channel, is definitely not the cleanest, but still technically an ascending channel. And I did look for setups in two places. So let me highlight those places. First one was right here. I was seeing a nice impulse to the downside, nice bearish momentum printing. James says, haven't you taken any of those sweeps on the euro and US dollar? So for liquidity sweep entries, I'm mostly trading them on the Aussie and the US dollar. I'm not really trading the euro and the US dollar, except if there's like a perfect liquidity sweep that is like a 10 out of 10 setup. So I did not take any. None of them were really 10 out of 10 setups for me personally. So none of them really fit the plan 100%. But I was looking for training entries. Right here, was looking for a flag. What happened next? Price broke the low before giving me the opportunity. Here as well, I was looking for a sell setup, possibly a retest of this level, but I didn't want to see a straight one candle retrace like this. I don't think that would be very good. What I would have preferred is kind of a slower retrace, and I don't think we got that. Yeah, we just kind of went down, printed a large wick, and then I wasn't really interested to take anything after that. Current price action is looking pretty corrective. Overall, what I'm seeing is James says, I seen free sweeps of the highs, which are free winners, which I managed. Curious if anyone else took it. So you mean probably this one? You probably mean this one as well. So pretty interesting trades, I have to say. Great if you took them. Maybe this one as well. For me, I'm just looking for a really flat range. This was looking more like an ascending structure to me than a really flat range, so didn't 100% fit the plan. But pretty interesting setups, not gonna lie. Current price action for trending entries not looking the best. Okay, it's not looking the best. We're kind of getting an ascending channel going into a descending channel, as you can see here, breaking these lows and retracing, right? So that is usually a sign of a further range bound market, and this pair is not going to go on the watch list. Rising wedges breakdown. So yeah, basically what I know is an ascending channel or a rising wedge is also a name, I believe, can do this and start a downtrend, while a descending channel or a falling wedge can do this, so the price can go up. So you could say that a ascending channel or a rising wedge is a bearish pattern, while a descending wedge or a falling wedge, a descending channel or a falling wedge is a bullish pattern. But again, price action currently, my conclusion is it's not looking clean. It's not looking that high probability. I'm going to be more patient and I'm going to wait for a large push up or a large push down. Okay. I'm not seeing a lot of interesting price action here, so I'm willing to be more patient. To be honest with you, most of the dollar pairs are currently looking kind of flat in this area. They're looking pretty similar. We're going to go through each of them, of course. Let's now switch our focus to the JPY pairs. Okay, let's do that. So for the JPY pairs, we're going to start with the daily chart. I want to switch it up a little bit. On the daily chart, we have had this massive meltdown in July, so massive downtrend in July, and then we kind of started to range around inside of the low and inside of the high. So that was not the best if you want to be taking trending entries. And the volatility has kind of died down as well. So compare this sort of price action, nice steady push up, nice drop, massive drop. And then this kind of range bound price action. Not the best on the daily chart. I would have liked to see a bit more activity, but we zoom in on the 1 hour. So Ahmed says, do you take trades on US micro E-mini or US30. No, I only live trade these 6 currency pairs. Okay, so I only live trade these 6 currency pairs. These ones I do an analysis for the live stream, and I am currently researching, backtesting some more currency pairs, some more instruments to add into my list. I think my list is a bit too small currently, and yeah, I wanna be more active in the markets. So I'm thinking of adding 2, 3, or 4 currency pairs on here, trading 10 currency pairs live. But yeah, that is for the future. Euro and Japanese yen flat and range bound. We got some activity right here, some bullish price action. Nothing really came out of that. I would have potentially looked for a nice small flag right here. I'm sorry about the yawn. So a nice small flag here that didn't happen. We got a big bearish print. Then we started dropping. First drop, second drop right here. So I mean, I was looking for sell setups for sure here. I saw a nice downtrend with this impulse and this, but it kind of fizzled out, broke the low, retraced, left a large wick. So it was not looking the best, or it's not looking the best currently. This is looking pretty range bound. So overall, I'm not going to be putting the euro and the Japanese yen on the watch list. I think it's kind of stuck in this area. So I would like to see some better price action. I would like to see some momentum up or momentum down happen. And I'm willing to be more patient. Let me check the news for the next week. Perhaps we're getting some news. FOMC, okay. Okay, we have some dollar news next week. That's going to be interesting. But for now, I don't think we're going to get some massive moves for the end of today or tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe next week with the news. And the next week is the last week of November. So it's going to be interesting what will happen. We'll see that. Okay, next one on the list is going to be the Aussie and the US dollar. I actually did take a buy setup right here. I'm going to mark it out. 10 pips. Yeah, 10 pips. But before that, quick analysis of the daily chart. It's in a downtrend, starting to print some bullish price action. To be honest with you, my bias for the daily chart is still pretty bearish. Still pretty bearish for the Aussie and the US dollar. 1 hour chart. Let's see the trade. So what I like about this, I liked that we got this descending. So per price action was okay. So if you get a descending channel, you're looking for a reversal to the upside. You're looking for a push up after the descending channel. But after the descending, we did get a little bit of flat price action. As you can see here, not the best, but still the power of the descending channel was in my mind, or the confluence of the descending channel. We got very nice momentum up. This was very, very clean. I liked these candles. They were pretty big, nice clean close. Nice clean close here, big candle here. So yeah, I definitely liked this formation. It was nice and bullish. And then we got the flag. First high, first low, second high, second low. The blue candle is gonna be your entry candle, okay? And 10 pip stop loss I got in. This definitely fit the plan. This was clean. Only warning sign was this large big candle that was pretty close to the high. I know some traders did avoid this trade because of that reason. Also, you could say it was early in the week. It was on Tuesday. One thing though, my friend Nico did a lot of research, and Griff did some research as well on this topic. So we wanted to know, is it better to take or are trades that happen later in the week more high probability? So should you be more careful taking trending entries on Monday or Tuesday? That was the question of the backtest. And it turned out that it was actually better to have the same sort of a plan for every day of the week. So being more conservative at the beginning of the week did not bring more percentage. You actually had trends start on Monday and end on Friday, so you would be uh, more well off, or you would make more percentage if you took that trade on Monday and you had more days of the week for the trade to actually play out and bring you more profits, if that makes sense. So I know I used to trade where I was more careful and patient early in the week. That's kind of done. I scratched that rule. We have gotten some new research which proved that you should have the same sort of a plan and same sort of an approach for every day in the week, no matter if it's beginning of the week or later in the week. So just a small observation that we made. So Shreyas says, I've bought US30 at 43,450. Any thoughts on the trade? Yep, we'll take a look. So let me finish the Aussie and the US dollar, and then I'll take a look at the US30 or the Dow Jones, I believe. So this was a nice trade. Went into some profit. I was waking up during the night to catch this trade. I woke up like 2 or 3 times during the night. It was horrible. Then we actually went into profit, and then we reversed, unfortunately. So this was a full 1% loss, and it's awful when you hunt the trade, when you wake up a couple of times in the night to catch a trade, and then you do catch it, and then it loses. Yeah, not the best feeling, but part of the plan. It is what it is. I need to take it, so I'm not gonna be too mad about it. It's part of the game. Then we were pretty corrective. One more opportunity that I was looking at. So I wasn't really looking for any liquidity sweeps. No high probability liquidity sweeps formed. One thing I did look at was right here, and I did have my order placed. Okay. So I saw a nice meltdown, nice pullback, nice break of the low right here. Clean close on the bottom. So this bearish print was looking pretty interesting, pretty high probability in my personal opinion. Pair price action, not the best. I have to agree on that. Pair price action, by pair price action, I mean this. It's looking pretty bad, but the momentum is nice. So I wanted to take advantage of the bearish momentum, placed the order for a break and retest sell. What was it? 11 pips, I think I used. Unfortunately, we pulled back, or fortunately, because it would be a losing trade, pulled back, broke the low, and that kind of negated the setup. See, we broke the low right here. So this candle, if you look at the lows, 848, 847, and this is 841. So we pulled back, broke the low, retraced. That is a signal of a slowdown. That is a signal of a range bound market. And when I see that sort of a signal, I don't want to be in. And as you can see, markets actually went up. So if I got tagged in, this would be a losing trade. And it's good that I did not take this trade, that I followed the plan basically. On Oanda, I think it was a bit of a different story. I think this was all part of one move. Let's see. Yeah, see, look at the lows. So this is 853, this is 852, and this is 844. So this is part of the impulse. This was not a pullback candle. So that is pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Back to FXCM data. It all depends on which data you're using. Currently, my analysis for the Aussie and the US dollar, it's flat and range bound. Unfortunately, it's flat and range bound. So I'm just looking for a large push up or a large push down, and I'm being more patient. I'm not seeing any high probability price action. That's about it. Let's check out US 30. So US 30. Dow Jones, FXCM. Yeah. So you say that you bought at 43,450. 450. Nice. So you're currently running some profits, right? Possibly bought around here. Whoop. That's pretty bad. So you're running some nice profits currently. Now, anything I tell you, you should not listen, to be honest with you. You should listen to your own plan, to your own back testing, to your own research, because you know the best what is right for you. And if you guys can click the like button on this live stream, I would be very grateful because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. So if you could just click the like button, that would be great. Basically, I can tell you my analysis in terms of momentum. So I can give you a 1 hour chart analysis and a daily chart analysis. On the daily, I think we're still pretty bullish on the daily chart. So this is looking pretty bullish just by gauging the momentum. We do have this trend line that has been respected. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support. It really helps a lot with the algorithm. So this trend line has been respected multiple times. We're still well on track to go up. I'm not seeing any signs of slowdown. The bearish momentum is not that big. And what I know, indices like to move in this sort of fashion. They're not like Forex. Forex likes to move with big swings up and smaller pullbacks, while the indices, they tend to be more corrective. The pullbacks tend to be bigger, but still they somehow find a way to go up. So I'm bullish on the daily. If I zoom in on my 1 hour chart, which I like the most, it's looking pretty healthy. It's looking pretty bullish. This was a nice close. We have broken out of this structure. I'm seeing some bullish patterns in the price action. I'm seeing a V reversal here, possibly a V reversal here as well. So I would expect the price to go up. Those are bullish patterns in my book. And this momentum is nice. You could put it in the chat. Are you using a trailing stop loss or are you using a fixed profit target? What I usually do is, yeah, Ahmed, I got the question. We'll cover it right after the US 30 for sure. So what I do is, as the market keeps going up, so let's say I entered right here, and let's say I use the stop loss of, I don't know, let's say the stop loss was 200 points. I just keep moving the take profit or the stop loss below these swing lows. So as the market is trending up, I keep following it. And once the price reverses, then I get taken out. Okay, so a lot of traders use this. Trader Nick uses the same thing. He uses a trailing stop loss. If you're a trend trader, I think your best bet is actually using a trailing stop loss because you extract the most out of a trend. Okay, so next question is, but yeah, the summary is use your own trade management. You can put it in the chat if you're using a trailing stop loss, and let us know your plan. In FTMO, US Micro, E-mini, and S&P 500 are available. Yeah, they are. I'm not sure about the Micro E-mini, but S&P 500 is absolutely available. You can definitely trade it in FTMO. I think E-mini should be available as well. They have all sorts of instruments. They have everything under the sun. So FTMO has a lot of things that you can trade. How to find out which things you can trade? Go to FTMO's website or search in the browser FTMO available instruments, and you will see every single instrument that they have available. They have it listed on their website. So before you buy the account, definitely check. Or you can also talk to their support. They're pretty helpful. They're pretty fast. That's also a possibility. Going back to Forex. So back to Forex. AJ, daily chart. No, the JPY pairs are they're just slowing down. Yeah, no worries, Ahmed. Good luck. Are you looking to get an FTMO account or are you just researching prop firms? This is looking pretty flat and range bound, and that's exactly what I don't want to see. No conviction, no volatility. My best price action, the price action where I make the most percentage, is right here and right here. So that is super trending. It's super strong. That is exactly what I love. Okay. So that type of price action is my specialty. This is what I don't love. This is what I kind of hate. This is super choppy. And if we zoom in on the 1 hour, it's going to be pretty much the same thing if you squeeze out the price action. So basically, I can't make a lot of percentage in this market, right? There's not a lot of percentage available. There is some, don't get me wrong. You could definitely make 3-4%, but those big home runs, they're not going to happen. They are going to happen here. The home runs will happen here. Here, you'll mostly get the very small wins, possibly small losses as well, break even trades. Okay. So going back to the 1 hour chart, some of the setups that were interesting to me, I can highlight those. This sell-off was interesting. Unfortunately, it happened very late on a Friday. My trading hours, they start from 8 a.m. London time on a Monday, and they stop at 5 p.m. London time on a Friday. So this was outside of the trading hours. When we opened, we got a big correction, and that was pretty bad. Okay. So that really did not fit the plan, to be honest. Then we had some bullish price action right here. This was interesting. I think this happened during the night. Yeah, so I did not really pay a lot of attention to this. But we had some bullish prints, nice bullish momentum. We had a V reversal, which is a bullish pattern. So this wasn't that bad. It was looking all right. We did continue up. Got a flag set up here. The flag did not fit the plan because of the wick. But we did continue with some nice momentum. And I was, again, looking for possibly a flag or maybe like a slower retrace to my entry level. It didn't happen. We got a big bearish print. And like this is exactly what you get in range bound conditions. You just get no follow through. You get start of momentum and then reversal. You get push down and then reversal up. Here you get a push down here, and then it just corrects for quite some percentage. Too bad. We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to be more patient. Is this thing on the watch list for me right now? No, it's not. I'm unfortunately not seeing any high probability formations. There's quite a few guys now watching the stream, more than usually. And if you guys can just click the like button, that would be great for you guys that just came in the stream. Range bound. So this thing is range bound. It's pretty flat. I'm just looking for a large push up or a large push down and remaining patient. This thing is not going on the watch list. We're just breaking the lows, wick, retrace, break of the low, large wick, retrace. So not good. So Shreyas has a question. Do you know how Thunder Pro prop firm is? They have daily withdrawal policy. I haven't heard of that prop firm. One of the things that I can tell you is be very, very careful in the prop firm space. Is that a futures prop firm or is it a Forex prop firm? I only trust FTMO and the 5%ers. Okay. Maybe my funded futures for futures prop firms and my funded FX for Forex. But my two main recommendations are always going to be FTMO and the 5%ers. All of the other prop firms, absolutely all of them, I just do not trust. They can be super shady. You can spend $400 in 6 months of your time passing a challenge, finally pass it, and then they reject your payout, right? Or you actually make percentage and then they reject your payout. So you can spend $400 and 6 months of your time just to get your payout rejected. That is why I would stay away from any other prop firm that is not FTMO and the 5%ers. If you want to do futures, maybe my funded FX, but I don't have any personal experience and I don't have any friends using those prop firms. So it is a Forex prop firm. Yeah, I would stay away. My advice, stay away. pay more money for FTMO or the 5%ers, and then you'll be safe, right? Because you actually know that if you make percentage, there is a very high chance you will get the payout. So you will not waste your money, you will not waste your time, you will actually get a quality product. Yeah. Okay, hope that helps. AJ is done. Pound and US dollar. Well, if we start with a daily again, very bearish. Very, very bearish, just dropping heavily with a lot of momentum. We had a little bit of a retrace, but then we're just continuing to drop. Zooming in, I did take a trade. I took a sell setup here. I think I covered it. Yeah, I must have covered it. So I took a flag setup here. It was a loss. Unfortunately, I just got taken out by this candle. Where did I take it? Here? Or a bit later? Doesn't really matter. I got taken out by this candle and then the markets decided to go down. A bit unlucky, but what will you do? That's part of the game. Then we were pretty flat. So there was a flag you could have taken right here. I think some traders actually did take this flag. I think I saw it in our Discord. You had, at least on the 1 hour chart, you had a descending channel, which is that's a bullish pattern. A descending channel is a bullish pattern. And then you had a push up with a lot of momentum. I definitely liked the momentum I saw here. Clean close, clean close. Then you had a flag. So quick flag, small flag, pretty nice, looking pretty clean, I would say. Okay. But it didn't fit my plan because of this wick. And also I'm using a bit of a different entry. So flags that form between midnight and 7 a.m. London time in the morning, I usually wait for a timed entry. I'm not going to discuss it in detail. You can learn more about it in Zentum Trading. You can join our free Discord as well. I'm going to put the banner up, put the plug up. Basically, this didn't fit the plan. I was looking for a timed entry. The timed entry never happened. We never filled the criteria that I need to see for a timed entry. So I did stay out. Then it would be a loss. So I saved myself 1% right there. Broke down, went up, broke down. Now we are printing a descending channel on this very, very small scale, which a descending channel is a bullish pattern. But to be honest with you, this is looking pretty range bound, pretty corrective. We just broke this major low, left a wick. We'll see what will happen. Am I seeing any high probability patterns? No. Am I seeing any trends? No. Am I seeing a flat range? Yes. So I'm going to be patient here. It's not going to go on the watch list. Next one is going to be, or the final one that I trade live. I trade live D6. So the final one that I live trade is the New Zealand Japanese yen. And for this one, same as the Aussie and the Japanese yen, we can go to the daily chart first. Very flat right here. Very, very flat. Doing nothing, not moving at all on the daily chart. Zooming in, kind of ranging around. So kind of ranging around, which is pretty bad for us trend traders. This was nice. This meltdown, but again, same as on AJ, this happened outside of my trading hours. It happened very late on a Friday. And you can see the range bound market. You have a move down, big correction. You have a move up, big correction. Just not moving up, not moving down. I was looking for trades. Actually, I wasn't looking for trades, but this was interesting price action. I was seeing a little bit of bullish momentum here. Was it enough bullish momentum? No, it was not enough. Okay, so not enough bullish momentum right here. Breaking the highs, broke the high retrace, broke the high retrace, broke the high retraced. So yeah, just breaking the highs and retracing. Not the best story. So a little bit bullish, but kind of mediocre, right? Kind of mediocre. broke down, huge wick, breakdown, large wick, retrace. To be honest, I'm expecting a bit of a range here. So nothing special happening. Expecting more range bound price action. And I'm just looking for a large push up or a large push down. Okay. So that is what I'm looking for, and being more patient. That about covers our. Hey Abdullahi, what's up? How are you doing? Great to have you join us. That about covers our 6 currency pairs. None of them are looking pretty special. Most of them are looking pretty flat. Let's do something a bit more active. Let's do something a bit more interesting. That is, of course, the S&P. So the S&P overall, it's in a big uptrend. It's in a big uptrend. So respecting this trend line right here, definitely respecting the trend line and looking pretty interesting. You may say we're getting a bit of bullish momentum, but this is just how the S&P likes to trend. The pullbacks, if you can spot the pullbacks, they're a bit heavy. Okay, so the S&P tends to have heavy pullbacks, and yeah, this is basically how the S&P trends. I'm pretty bullish on the S&P still. I like this daily chart. It's looking nice and it's looking strong. Zooming in on the 1 hour. The 1 hour is not that good. Pretty flat. So the 1 hour is pretty flat right here. Let me see. I think you would have gotten a nice flag right here. Check it out. Yep, it is a flag. This is perfect. If this happened on Forex pairs, this would have been very, very nice. Super small flag. The red candle is your entry candle. We had a nice meltdown of selling pressure. So it was looking pretty good. Overall prices trending down. Am I trading the S&P live? No, I'm not. I have tested it and I have not found a lot of success with my Forex entries, you could say. But that doesn't mean that in the future I might not come up with something new, because I'm seeing it's moving. It's moving pretty good. So Ahmed says, is it possible to take trades in MetaTrader 5 using TradingView? All depends on your broker. Some brokers support TradingView. I think even IC Markets supports TradingView. So if you connect your IC Markets account to TradingView, then you can trade on TradingView. But it's no longer connected with MetaTrader. It is connected, I believe, only with your broker. So it doesn't have to do anything with MetaTrader. It only has to do with your specific broker. So you're going to need to check that. You're going to need to check if your broker supports executing setups on TradingView. But you cannot, I believe you cannot connect MetaTrader and TradingView. What do I use? I use MetaTrader. MetaTrader is, I just gotten used to it. I have it on my phone and it's so simple to use. It's super fast. It's lightning fast. I don't want to have all of my positions in TradingView because I just think I would maybe move the positions, or I would possibly do something wrong, click something wrong, as I'm always on TradingView, and that would be pretty bad. So just to be safe, I do my chart analysis on TradingView and I input the trades in MetaTrader. That kind of separates the two, and I don't make as many mistakes when putting in orders, changing orders, moving levels, and blah, 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 blah. What about FTMO? Is it possible? I'm not sure about that. I don't know that, but you can definitely ask them. So you can reach out to FTMO support, ask them, do you guys support executing trades on TradingView? And then you will get an answer. That is a good question. It's a pretty good question. So if you do find out, definitely let us know. So S&P daily chart bullish, 1 hour chart pretty shitty. Nasdaq following the S&P, but not as clean. See, so the Nasdaq and the S&P like to trend in this fashion, in sort of channels. That's how they trend. And it's definitely respecting this lower trend line, getting a bit of bearish prints, but nothing concerning. It's not too bad. 1 hour is pretty flat right here. So the 1 hour, it's not looking that good. We have the same flag. This is a nice flag formation. This is absolutely perfect, this flag. It's looking great. It's looking awesome. So a perfect flag on the S&P and NASDAQ. But anyway, gold. I know a lot of people like gold. So we had the ascending structure right here. Then we had massive bearish prints. Okay. Very bearish, large bearish impulses. And then we went up with a bit of bullish momentum. Currently, I think the bulls are winning. I think the bulls are winning even on the daily chart. If we can print, because the overall trend is still up. So if we can print a V reversal, which is a bullish pattern, there's a high chance that we can actually go up. Okay. There's a high chance that we can actually go up. We'll see what will happen. That's about it for gold. We can do the 1 hour. It's going to look pretty bullish. Am I seeing any entries that I would personally take? I did go through this chart and I saw a flag here that I could have taken possibly. Other than that, another flag right here. But none of them were super high probability. None of them looked really great. So yeah, I'm not seeing any entries that fit my plan. I have backtested gold with my Forex entries that I use for currencies. Doesn't work as well. The results were not that great. So I decided against it. I decided not to trade gold right now. Silver on the daily chart, not as good. So it's looking more choppy. Yeah, I just don't have a conclusion for silver really. Gold is looking much cleaner. I mean, just look at those daily charts. Look at silver, then look at gold. Big difference. Gold is much cleaner, more volatile as well. I think the moves are more significant, but yeah. Bitcoin we covered. Bitcoin is very bullish, all-time highs, super clean. I still have a bias for Bitcoin to go up. Gauging the momentum, looking at the technicals, there's no sign of a slowdown, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing the price slowing down anytime soon. 1 hour, possibly slowing down on the 1 hour. It's kind of starting to move more correctively when you compare it to after elections price action, which was super clean. Just a lot of momentum, right? Pushing up with a lot of force. This is now looking pretty. Let me just check something. Break and retest here. Nah, not that good. Maybe a flag. Nah, not really. Anyway, so yeah, a bit of a warning sign. Look at this price action and look at this. This is much more bullish, but I'm relying on my analysis on the daily chart, and the daily chart is looking very healthy, very strong. So I'm forecasting 100K. I'm forecasting that we at least touch the 100K mark. Okay, so we'll see what will happen. I don't really care, but I would like to see it. It would be pretty fun, I think. So Ethereum pushing up as well on the daily chart, getting some bullish momentum. So that's good to see. Cryptocurrencies pushing, so altcoins are pushing up as well. Following Bitcoin, we're still pretty far away from the all-time highs on Ethereum. Still far away. Let me see. So yeah, around 45% away from the all-time high. All-time high was at around 5 grand, currently at 3.3 thousand. So Ethereum has some ways to go. I would definitely like to see it break out of this flat range. I would definitely like to see that. Daily chart, I just kind of broke out of the range, and we're gonna see if we get some follow through or not. We're approaching the end And the DXY is looking pretty healthy on the daily chart. So DXY is very important to me. Why? Well, it measures the strength of the US dollar. And if this thing goes up, you can bet that all of my dollar currencies are going to go down, okay? So EU will go down, AU will go down, and the pound US dollar will go down as well. It's looking pretty bullish, so it's looking good. What I want to see a trend. Either up, trend down, I don't care. I just don't want to see flat price action. Flat price action is very bad for me as a trend trader. So if this thing can continue trending up as it is doing right now, that would be great. That would be pretty good. I'm seeing a bit of selling pressure here, and here. Is it concerning? Absolutely not. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is looking very healthy. It's looking very bullish. So it's looking very nice. I like what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Hopefully, this thing can continue and I can get some entry setups for my dollar pairs. That would be great. So Sharia says, I'm looking to buy Bitcoin as a short-term swing. Where do you think can be a potential entry point? For BTC, it's kind of a tough area right now. It's kind of a tough area. That 100K mark can be can have a pretty big reaction, especially if you're going to do a short-term swing trade. So, of course, my analysis doesn't really matter for you. You should do what you believe is right, and you should follow your own backtesting, your own results, your own numbers. But just a general opinion, I would be pretty careful around this level. I would not go into a short-term buy. Okay, I personally wouldn't do that. What I would do is I would wait for us to clear this thing, clear 100K, close above 100K on the daily chart. That would give me a lot of confidence. And then I would look for a swing buy. If you're looking for a swing sell, maybe you could look for shorts at 100K, a quick short, because I do expect a bit of sell-off when we hit 100K, just a little bit. For sure, we're going to get some sell-off when we hit 100K. So I'm not that keen on buy setups right now. Again, that's just my opinion because of the volatility. If I was potentially looking for a buy setup, what would I do is, of course, I would wait for a push up and then a flag, or a push up, pullback, break of the high, retest, and get in right here. Okay. Conclusion, best thing to do would be to see Bitcoin clear 100K on the daily chart. That's going to be a very bullish print. And then I would look for buy setups. Up to you what you want to do. My main advice would be don't do anything that you haven't tested. Okay, so don't do any trading that you have not personally back tested. Have the evidence or results to back up your claims, back up your trade, because then you don't have a defined trading edge, and in that case you're simply gambling. So you must backtest everything that you're trading. When you're executing a buy setup or sell setup, you need to have sufficient data to back up your trades, so that basically, if you take enough of those setups on a large sample size, you make money. Anyway, DXY, the 1 hour chart, pretty flat. So this is kind of the same as all of our dollar pairs. It's looking pretty flat right now, and we have a key level that if we see broken, it's going to be pretty interesting to look for setups, okay? So we have this key level. If the 1 hour chart can close above it with a lot of momentum, it's going to be a pretty bullish signal, and possibly some big trends will be up and coming. The final one I have for you today is, of course, US oil, which I don't really like. It's super choppy. Just doesn't look good. Which provider is this? I'm not sure. TVC? Yeah, I'm not sure which provider is this, but basically US oil is not looking the best. It's looking pretty flat. I think US oil is a pretty risk on, risk off asset. So if everything is good in the world, if everything is steadily pumping, you could say as the S&P, Bitcoin, Nasdaq, anything like that, I think oil is pretty stagnant like this. Again, I don't know anything about it, but I think when there is a crisis, like you had the Russia-Ukraine war, then you get some action. Then you get some action. Was that in 22? Yeah, I think this was the Russia-Ukraine war. You could see just a lot of volatility kicks in. So oil is an asset that you want to pay attention to in a crisis. 1 hour, yeah, just super choppy. If you were looking for a new instrument to trade and you thought about oil, I would say don't bother. I would say there's so much better options, so much cleaner options, instruments that are actually trending, producing some steady, clean, strong trends. So I would not personally mess with US oil. But if you have a good strategy that fits this sort of corrective markets, just go ahead and backtest it and trade it for sure. For me, definitely not my cup of tea. But if we can maybe jump on the 1 hour and then go to March, let me see when there is a crisis. How good does the price action get? Okay, so it's this thing. It trades pretty good. I'm going to have to say that when this is trending, when you get a crisis, it's looking pretty good. There's a nice buy setup right here. Definitely nice buy setup. This would be a great break and retest opportunity. Up. We need a much bigger stop. Like this. Oh, looking pretty good, pretty healthy. Flag. Yep. It's interesting. Yeah, looking nice. But it's overall not so interesting. That was interesting because there was the Russia-Ukraine war that I just mentioned. So anyways, if you guys have any last questions, definitely put them in the chat right now. Thank you very much for attending the live stream. Thank you very much for the questions as well. I definitely like when we have questions. I think this is a much better format than what I used to do when I used to record live streams or record trade recaps. Unfortunately, what is the summary of this call? Well, Bitcoin is exploding, but my Forex pairs, my 6 Forex pairs, are not looking the best. So being more patient. Next week, we have some news events which may push the markets. I think I saw, what was it, FOMC minutes. That's usually a pretty significant event. So we will see about that. Sharias asks, how often do you come live? So how often do I do live streams? Usually once per week, usually on a Thursday at 4 p.m. London time. Okay, so I can put it in the chat. So Thursdays, 4 p.m. London time. That is kind of when I usually live stream. But if I have a commitment at that time, then I may push the live stream to Friday, or I may even do it on Wednesday. So yeah, now you know. Definitely come and join me next week. It's going to be pretty fun. We're going to check out Bitcoin. We're going to get an update on that. And I will see you guys in the next stream. Have a great Friday and have a great weekend as well. Goodbye.